Okay, so this is part two, technically, of the previous conversation, how you are like a high abstract super quantum computer and the material world and its minions, so to speak, are a low level, low abstract binary computer in a basic language of 1 and 0. But even super quantum computers have their limitations, like I said before. Somebody needs to infuse them with power, somebody needs to input information, somebody needs to dictate a certain kind of language and rules of engagement. And that's what we have accomplished with this material version of the universe. But there is a fifth state that quantum computers cannot attain. Really ever. It's that S code. Some people call it the Holy Spirit, some people call it the serpent. And that high code, which is an S code, does not obey any rules at all. That's the reason why the material hates the serpent code so much, because the S code, just imagine an S in a sea of so-called ones and zeros. Technically it's eyes and circles, but the S code does not obey any rule, and that's why it's so unsettling to the material material people, because the S code fuels its own energy just by its serpentine pattern, about twisting upon itself, technically creating its own loosh, its own life energy. But it's also very elusive. It cannot be nailed down to any pattern of any kind. And so you are beyond a super quantum computer, because you also incorporate that S code within you, and that is the most powerful state. It reminds me of something Jordan Maxwell said, that the name of God technically initially was Theos, because the O is the zero or the circle or the state of peace, and then S is the state of the spirit. And if you look at the symbol of infinity, it's basically the S code winding upon itself and creating two circles, and at the place where they cross, that's where they create this material illusion. So you are beyond a super quantum computer, and it's that S code that is so needed by something like a material matrix, but it's also so dreaded by them, so hated by them. And you notice even in relationships, when people try to nail you into a box, if you are a free spirit, those codes are not compatible. So as much as they love your free spirit, they also loathe the fact that you are one. That's it. Food for thought. Stay in peace. In Lakesh.